From the Intellifluence headquarters in sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, this is the Intellifluence Influencer Spotlight. In each episode, we sit down with an influencer from our network and we discuss their background as well as their unique approach to influencer marketing. With over 14 years of experience in modeling, Paris Chanel has partnered with prominent brands such as Lincoln, Harley-Davidson, and Coca-Cola, to name a few. During her childhood, Paris had many interests ranging from chess to playing the piano and clarinet. Later on, Paris attended school full-time as a double major in finance and marketing at Christian Brothers University on a full scholarship. While attending school, Paris still continued to find time for her modeling dreams and received her diploma in 2015. Paris is currently the CEO of her own modeling and talent agency, and you can learn more about Paris by following her on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So, when did you decide to get into influencer marketing?
Oh gosh, so it started sometime last year. I've been doing like brand ambassador work, which is pretty similar, except you're actually on site, face to face with clients. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is almost like the same thing, but online, and I'm like, okay, I know I'm getting a little older, but I want to keep up with the times because I do own my own agency. So I kind of want to keep up for them as well. So I was like, okay, let me look into it and see what I can get into. And it's been amazing. Like, kind of exceeded my expectations.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned about the agencies because you're a CEO of your own modeling and talent agency. So how do you structure your average workday?
I get minimal sleep, but it's so worth it. I always say when you're doing what you love, you don't really work a day in your life. So until I can get to the point where I can hire assistants and all that, everything is on me. But it's fine. I know how I want things done, and I'm very particular. I try to keep my calendars going. I have one that I write in. I have the one on my phone, and I have an additional one. So I'm always trying to schedule things out. Sometimes things don't go as planned, but I just kind of go with the flow.
That's great. And so what are some of the challenges you face when planning events, and what are some of the strategies that you employ to overcome them?
When planning events, I think the thing is finding a good, solid team. I think that's more so people that are actually going to do as they say and things like that. That's kind of the rough thing about where I live. So many people don't really have each other's back the way that they should. We're a small town, everybody's very rich, unfortunately. But the people that do help, they make it so much greater. When I get a team, then I try to stick with the same people so that they know how I work, I know how they work, and we can all form and just get things done.
Yeah, well, a lot goes into events, so that's good that you do that. I studied events in school, so can you name a few of your favorite events that you and your agency have partnered with?
So we were partnering with our local mall for a while, doing the Kids Gap shows, and we do stuff for Dillard's and things like that. So that's probably been the biggest that we've done here in town. We have a few things that we have in the works for in the future. Can't really say much about it right now, but I'm really excited about it. And I think too, doing influencer work helps too, because it helps me be able to connect with different marketing companies. So if I need sponsorship, I can say, hey y'all, I work with you all. Can we find a way to get some sponsors for our events? So it's all kind of interconnecting with each other. It's I'm doing some of the work so I can make connections and, so I can build a rapport with different companies I work with so they know when I have things in the future. She was great working with us. Let's, help her, or at least that's the goal, So just pretty much connecting with everyone so I can put on these events. But I have so much that I want to do and so much planned. So yeah, stay tuned for that one.
Love it. It's great to be busy. And along that line, have you had the chance to partner with any Intellifluence brands up to this point?
I have. So I've been working with New Air, and they sent me this amazing Pepsi refrigerator. I'm in love. And I was looking for a mini fridge for my office, and it popped up right in time. I was like, you know what? I don't have to go and pay for one if I can get this one done. And they love the images that I sent them, and it looks so great in my office. So I've been working with them. They're sending me a heater soon. So that's pretty awesome. I did get to work with Ghost Pillow as well. That was my first one, and it was my first paid one. And so I was like, oh my goodness, this pillow is amazing. The cooling and it's been beautiful. I have a little bit of insomnia, so it's helped me sleep a lot better at night too. So that was probably like my fave because it's beneficial to my health, I feel. So I mean, those are the two that I've worked with so far. So hopefully I get to work with a lot more soon.
Oh, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. And so influencers inevitably get some weird requests from brands now and then. And can you think of the weirdest request you received from a brand?
I don't think I've received a weird one. I think I've received some asking for a lot more than what they were wanting to pay for, or more so they'll give you something free and they want you to post on this social media. They want you to post you know what? There was one, I forgot. When I very first started, they wanted you to post on all of your social medias, I think like 4 days out of the week for like 3 months. And I was like, but you aren't paying, you know? And I felt that was a way to get over on people that don't know better. You know, I was new, but I still, like I said, I've been in marketing for a while, so I'm not, you know, I understand a lot that's going on. And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. You know, I don't mind doing free stuff if it's beneficial, you know, for both parties. And I did do a lot of free stuff in the beginning because I'm trying to learn, you know. So it's like once you get to a certain point where you start building your following and you kind of like built your resume a little bit, it's like, you know what? I don't think that's a smart thing to do. You know, you can't really hop on everything just because it's free, or, you know. So that was probably the oddest that I got. I was like, that's a lot of stuff for no pay. So,
yeah, it doesn't sound good to me.
All right, and do you have any advice for aspiring influencers, particularly those who are interested in event planning?
Yes, so I think I would say, just like I was saying earlier with what I was doing, build your rapport with these different companies, because you never know this type of, you can end up planning events for them. They can see you doing so well. I mean, things just kind of go in reverse. You just never know like what side you'll be on with them and what side they'll be on with you. They may need your help in the future. You may need theirs. So always making sure you keep a good rapport with whomever you work with is important, because you don't know who knows who. And word travels very fast. They could tell one person, oh, I would have liked this person because they didn't do their stuff on time, or they didn't get this done. Then it looks bad on you, and you go try to work with another company. And they're like, no, you know, you're not trying, and you're trying to figure out why. So just making sure you get your stuff done on time, be proactive, put out great content. That's highly important because it'll keep the clients coming back, you know. So those are probably my top two that I think are the most important. Great content and making sure you keep a good reputation.
And when you're intentional about it, you build up the clientele. And I saw you got to kick back with a cup of cocoa and watch like season 1 of Jack Ryan over the holidays, right?
Very good show. I was like, and I didn't know about it at first until, you know, I received it. And I was like, okay, let me check this out. And I love like superhero movies and stuff. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is a new fave. So I can't wait for the next season. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I mean, I've got to do a lot of things. I think my biggest one was Reebok. So that was my biggest one so far. And BB. I forgot BB too. So those two have been amazing. I got to put out great video content with that, with my photographer and my videographer, who have been nothing but gracious and, you know, part of this process with me, because without them it could have been hard. And most of the content I shoot on my phone, but you know, sometimes I want to, you know, kind of put some different stuff out there and try to create some different things. I did one with a straw brand called Extra. And I think this one caught a lot of attention from people. And I'm very colorful, as you can see. And I like to sparkle. So I did it with them. They had this unicorn straw. And I was like, oh my gosh, please send me those. But they sent me all of them. So I was like, in my head, I already knew what I was going to do. I took these 2 puff balls and put it on top of my head. One was pink, one was purple. And I was like, let's just go for some bright, fun colors. And they loved it. They fell in love with it. So that was the funnest one that I've done so far. So.
Very cool. Very cool. So where do you see influencer marketing in the next 5 years or so, Paris?
You know what? I literally was questioning myself about that the other day. And I'm always trying to stay on top of what could be next. I was like, first we had, you know, Instagram and Facebook. When you had Facebook, then Instagram came, then you had the Snapchats. It seemed like Instagram and Facebook are still kind of dominating. a little bit, and I was like, okay, now we had the brand ambassador stuff. Now we have, the influencer thing. I was like, what is next up so I can stay on top of things? So I don't know. I'm still pondering about it, but I know it's going to be great, whatever it is. I do feel like there's going to be a lot more bringing back from the influencer world into live events. So I think that's going to be more of a thing too. So I've seen like even a lot of the shows. I'm going to New York Fashion Week. I got an all expense paid trip there for doing some influencer stuff. So I'm really excited about that. And I think with that is going to drive a lot more people into influencing, because I've seen the numbers grow like tremendously lately. Because it's another way for people to make money, let's be honest. And then so if you love what you're doing, and it's just something you want to do, it's fun as well. So I just really see it being a lot more done in real life. Like, more events, extravagant things. And then the thing is, I think a lot of clients are going to start using the influencers to create better ideas for their events, because most of us have the marketing background or the marketing mentality because we're creating content, So I do think it's going to be a little harder for photographers and videographers, because a lot of content creators are getting their own cameras and video equipment. So that's going to be interesting in the future. So I guess we're going to have a lot of photographers and videographers out there.
Want to join Intellifluence as an influencer for free? It's easy. Visit Intellifluence.com, click on the influencers link, and then click on the Join for Free button to sign up. Once you have registered, you will get immediate access to our influencer marketplace, where you can browse relevant offers from brands and apply on the spot. You'll also be eligible to receive attractive product and service pitches from brands. There's absolutely no cost to join as an influencer, so we hope you take advantage of our service. Also, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and well, you know the drill. Until our next episode, keep being awesome.